volunteer with Parkinson's UK. Congratulations on.
Thank you.
What do you see your goals and what are your targets at the moment?
Well, it's a really tough time. Obviously, I'm really proud that the Labour Party of Bermondsey and New Southwark managed to win back a seat for the first time in 30 years. But that was in the context of a really difficult situation for our party nationally. And from opposition, it's hard to identify the specifics we can try and get out of the government while we're in opposition. But one of them is around the Welfare Reform and Work Bill committee that I'm on. I'm glad I got the chance to get onto that committee, given that I have a background in disability and social care and social security policy in particular. So to be able to take some of that evidence back, that policy background onto that committee and work with other Labour MPs to try and make sure the government recognise that taking £30 a week off people with Parkinson's, off people with learning disabilities is not going to encourage more people to go back to work. They are hitting people with, many people with progressive conditions, for example, who, if the government can't see the damage of this, then they are they're not going to make any changes, and they're going to make life far more difficult for so many more people.
I mean, for people with Parkinson's, as you're well aware, it's a progressive condition. They should not be in the RAG group, they should be in this support group. How do you think you're going to achieve that through what you're doing?
Well, the hurdles are there and are significant for people to try and get into the support group. The government doesn't seem willing to look at changing the threshold to get into the support group at this stage, so I think Labour's focus collectively will be to try and ensure that for those in the work-related disability group, there's about 8,000 I believe, who've been identified with progressive conditions. Labour's focus will be trying to get a mitigating measure out of the government to see what extra support can be provided to that specific group. It's early days yet, whether the government do acknowledge that they are hitting people who do have progressive conditions and are unlikely to be able to go back to work. They are not yet acknowledging the extra costs they are providing, because people will be going through the assessments more often or trying to get into the support group with more determination, just because of the difference in finance.
The appeal is for people who don't get through, which is very stressful, very expensive.
Yeah, and the courts and tribunal service is not free. It really is. The millions being wasted on courts and tribunals that should be invested in better support for individually disabled people. But the government is not acknowledging that because it's got a political agenda which is about just decreasing spending overall and doesn't look longer term. Because the impact on the health service of getting this wrong, or on the courts and tribunal service, or on council funding, or on homelessness, for example, is significant. And this government is not doing its impact assessment. It's not taking all those issues into account. But it's making very short-term decisions.
Thank you very much.
It's really nice to meet you. Yeah, in the sun especially.
Yeah.